This is a nautilus, a real-life sea creature, a mollusk and a cephalopod, kind of like a snail and a squid. It lives in warm waters, and especially in coral reefs. It's a predator that eats and a scavenger. It is considered a living fossil, and they have circular shells. Unlike ammonites, their shells are smooth. In Music Box, a world I have created, ammonites are much more populous than they are in real life. Unlike real life, the ammonites and nautiluses of the world are plentiful, and, well, ammonites are not extinct for one thing because they are in real life. They're larger in size and also small in size. They're considered a very common sea creature in the coast around the Neptunian Empire, which is a warmer tropical region. They are found throughout the oceans, but they do tend to stick around towards the coast where there are coral reefs. They come in a lot of colors in Music Box, both reds and oranges and browns, but all with their normally white shells. There are other features such as spots and stripes and large chunks of colored sides. They are home There are so many different kinds of nautili in Music Box. And the normal nautilus, the one that I have drawn here first, is only just one kind. They do tend to live in warmer waters, so the homes that they make in the Neptunian Empire are actually quite good because of the warmer waters. I'm repeating myself. As mentioned, they do live in the Neptunian Empire, home of the, Neptunians. Neptunians are a wild bunch that make up both they're made up of mermaid sirens and the Finn people, which just call themselves Neptunians. Anyways, back to nautili. Nautili are such common creatures, but they're also considered to be a delicious delicacy. Why? I don't know why you'd want to eat them, but the Neptunians do. Find them very tasty because they're probably easier to catch than some other prey. Their shells are quite commonly used as decorations within the Neptunian Empire. They're considered very valuable and beautiful to their many brilliant colors. Not only the reds and oranges mentioned before, but also more blues and greens and other such colors that we don't have of nautili in real life. Though the majority of nautili do lean more towards having reddish tint to color. But that is actually quite preferable to the Neptunians. The Neptunians use these shells for many different things. They carve jewelry from them, use them as vessels for storage. They just hang them up as beautiful decorations in their homes. They even use nautili for a bunch of other things. They will use the blood of nautili to dye things. Not too much, but they still do. Then they also do many other things. In more well-organized Neptunian cities, which most of them are, they actually keep a lot of nautili as pets. And not just chattel pets. They keep them as actual just pets. Another thing that is important about them is, well, the fact that they make jewelry of them. Nautili, an important thing to understand is that among the Neptunian societies, nautili are considered a symbol of luxury. Different kinds of nautili are considered more valuable and more well-bred than others. So if you have a very unique type of nautilus in your possession, it's considered a symbol of status for being able to keep such a creature. Mostly because they just kind of float around and yes. Some other important things about nautili, other than their use as decorations and beauty and status symbols, is that the current emperess of the Neptunian Empire is named after these creatures. Empress Nautili. She, like many Neptunians, are named either after sea creatures, or they're named generally after features in the land around them. Empress Nautili is an example among others where there are certain people named after dolphins or seagrass or fish, or more complicated names such as the princess of the Neptunian Empire, whose name is Philippa, which is a name meaning Moon Island. Nautili are just a small part of the society around, and they are greatly appreciated by those that are around them. Nautili are actually often used in trade as well due to their beautiful shells and their general value. They are seen as a currency, or bits of their shell or carved shells are seen as part of a currency and will be traded with not only within the empire, but also outside of the empire borders with the nations of merfolk that do not ally with the empire, possibly with the river people of Akulir. They will also trade for nautili shell. They also eat nautili shell because they need the calcium that's in the shells in order to build their nests. That's beyond the point. But they will also trade the nautili shells with foreigners, land people. How often is unknown, but nautili shells are widely circulated among the Cosmarian coasts into the Cape of Death and even into Gargora Key, where a lot of the trade routes go. Thero and Thera, that are down south, right before Rayunas, is a much more accepting of this currency, because that is the currency they believe comes from the sea, are carved pieces of nautili shell that are designed to become coin. Not anyone can just carve these, of course, but... So, in conclusion, nautili are very valuable to the Neptunian Empire and their way of life. So, yeah. Also, just clean the oceans. There aren't a lot of these guys left in real life. Just protect the little guys. Ciao.